We made it here to EPCOT, and we're here to travel the world.
America style.
Look how cute they are. Starbucks. Brian, the Starbucks.
I'm at Disneyland. I don't care about Starbucks.
But I do. I need Starbucks.
We are not getting Starbucks.
Me Toad. So Brian and I got some of the Disney Magic Bands. I got the Star Wars one, as you can see, Princess Leia and R2-D2, of course.
Limited release.
And what did you get?
I got Spider-Man. You know, he's one of my favorite superheroes. Second to the Hulk. The Hulk is awesome. Total bad ass.
But why didn't you get the Hulk?
Because they didn't have the Hulk. They only had Spider-Man, stupid Iron Man. And if you don't know why I don't like him, you probably didn't read Civil War. We got the Magic Bands because it gives you a lot of advantages. Most of it is going to be in convenience. When you walk up to a ride for your Fast Pass, you could just go ahead and pass and wave your Magic Band over the scanner, and then you're good to go. So it saves you a lot of time because it makes everything very hands-free. You don't have to go into your wallet, you don't have to look for the card, you don't have to pull out the card, and then you don't have to swipe the card, then put it back in your wallet. That already is one action that's saved for every single Fast Pass that you use for the day. Then on top of that, if you're making any purchases, helps out a lot too because you can save your credit card information on here. It's only one card, so you're limited to only that one card, but whatever card you have set up with it, you go ahead and you make a purchase, you scan, and then you're good to go. Now you've gone through the process of being able to not be tied to your wallet, not have this extra thing that you have to essentially carry around with you that has a whole lot of extra things that you really don't need. That makes you a little bit more nimble, a little bit more versatile, and hopefully every minute that you save gives you another minute to be able to do something more fun with it. Like wait in line.
Got our Fast Passes. Now we're gonna go ride the test track.
Okay, that ride was really great. I'm a pretty big car fan and it was really interactive. They drop you into a room where you get to design your own car. You get to pick out how wide the body is, you get to pick out how low the car is, you get to pick out what the shape of the car is. You get to choose what color it's going to be, what kind of rims you want to use, and then they rate it based off of responsiveness, based off of how eco-friendly it is, based off how fast it is. 194, bold. After all of that is through, they put you on a car where they actually simulate how the car would perform. Although it's not a real simulation, but they run you through the responsiveness by making the car kind of jiggle through turns. They check to see how great it is in terms of its wheelbase by running you through sudden stops, and it's really great because it feels like you're in a car that's going through a test track. And then at the very end, they test it for power, and the car speeds off and goes about 65 miles an hour on our speedometer rating, and it was so fun.
My designed car got a 194, but I designed this car. That's crazy.
So we're gonna be on our way to ride Spaceship Earth. We got Fast Passes for it, so we're gonna zip through the line, and I think it's supposed to be educational.
That was a really fun ride, albeit also educational, so you know, if you're into that kind of thing. But they pretty much framed the entire planet as if it was a spaceship, and you're traveling through time in order to see Earth's history, but through the perspective of the books and the information that's been recorded. Everything from ancient Egypt to the Renaissance, to how the information evolved in order to be more easily transportable through television, newspapers. It takes you through an entire timeline in order to kind of set up what we have gone through as a species so far. And then once we're all together, it allows you to ask questions so that it can figure out what your perfect version of the future would be like. So it was a really cool experience, and although it wasn't a roller coaster or super fast or anything, I genuinely enjoyed it.
Welcome to the future. Or should I say, your future. Here in your future, getting away on vacation is a breeze. Your smart suitcase knows where you're going and what you'll need. And with solar power from your home fueling station, you're off. You won't have to worry about your pets while you're gone, thanks to handy household robots. You'll leave your city home in an ultra-light, ultra-powerful, totally networked family car that can take you anywhere. Since you like to wing it, your virtual travel agent gives you options for hotels and restaurants along the way. You can just relax and take things as they come. Getting there is half the fun, so your family car will be equipped with virtual tools to teach you about the world outside your window. You'll travel quickly and safely to places you can't imagine visiting today. And the moment you arrive at your ultimate vacation destination, you're out of this world and into the future. The end. Or should I say the beginning of your future.
So here's to the next 30,000 years on Spaceship Earth. While no one knows for sure what we'll see or do, I do know it will be quite an adventure. An adventure that we'll take and make together. See you in the future.
So here at EPCOT, they're having a Holiday of Festivals food tour. Now, at every country in the World Showcase area, they're having a holiday edition food tour. So food and drinks, I guess. And what they're serving is, I guess, their holiday traditional food. It's affordable and it's smaller portions, so I'm gonna try to hit every one of them up and try to eat and drink as much as I can. Challenge accepted. Here we are in Mexico celebrating the holidays. As you can see, there are some Christmas wreaths decorated around here, as well as some Christmas lights. And we have here Donald Duck taking pictures with guests here as well. And it looks pretty gorgeous. Down here we have, looks like an outdoor market. And over there, there's the, I guess, this Aztec steps. There's like a volcano back there too. As you can see, there's like a volcano. I think it just erupted.
So we thought that this was just gonna be more of like a market feel, but we were totally wrong because I'm seeing bars and there's a restaurant here, the San Angel Inn, allows you to actually eat while overlooking this view. It's great. And then on top of that, you can also jump on the Grand Fiesta Tour, which is a ride here inside of this marketplace.
So we wanted to have a quick snack and we stopped by at Las Posadas. What I got was the tostada de tinga. I think I said that right. But it has a tostada, a fried tostada, and some chicken and beans and all of the good stuff in here with cheese and avocado with some salsa too. So I'm gonna take a bite. Really meaty.
Family is very important. And this is something that Miguel had to learn in the movie Coco. You see, Miguel loves music. However, he was heartbroken when his family did not support his passion.
Now we find ourselves in Norway. Norway is really great, and you can tell that we're here just in the way that Disney pays attention to the architecture. If you take a look, you'll be able to see wooden doors in all of the shops. The houses are designed with this Frozen Elsa influence. This is also where you can meet her, by the way. And in terms of landscapes, just like the one that you see behind me, everything has these steep slopes made out of rock and with the lush greens up top. It's wonderful the way they were able to kind of work everything in, even including the plant life, to make you feel like you are in Norway.
Just fill the homes of Norwegian families in preparation for the big day. But here's the best part. In Norway, we have a 3-day celebration.
So a really cool thing that they do here in Norway is they have a little show, and the whole point of the show is that you have a non-believer who doesn't believe in Santa Claus, and then she isn't able to see Santa Claus until she actually starts to believe in Santa Claus towards the end. Spoiler alert, when she believes in Santa Claus and sees that he's real, he pops up and he appears, but the entire time before she realizes she's not able to see him, so he just messes with her. It's a really funny comedy that they kind of put together to entertain the kids, and at the same time it was actually really interesting the way that they kind of framed the whole story.
They're like going crazy.
Guys, don't fight. It's okay. It's okay. We can all be friends. How does Snow White deal with it?
She sings. That's Ariel.
It doesn't matter. They stop. See? I'm the bird whisperer. Bird whisperer right here. One really cool thing that the Norway section of the park does is they erect these stones and the statues. The stones have runic lettering on it, and they were essentially raised before as a way to honor accomplishments, great feats of battle, or to honor specific events. And here they actually replicated stones that exist in Norway. Instead of just kind of giving you a feel of what the runic stones would look like, they actually got one of the runic stones and replicated it, and that's what you see behind you here. How you doing?
One of the dragons actually scared me, and I was not expecting that, nor was I ready, but that was pretty hilarious. Good one, dragon dancer. Good one. Here we are in China, where you could see colored rooftops, decorative walls, and lush green everywhere. You could see over the pond, there's lily pads. You'll notice that there's street performers in the quad area that she'll catch going on every hour, I believe. So we'll see some Chinese acrobats and some dragon dancers and some other cultural Chinese entertainment right out here in the quad.
We made it to Germany, and it's wonderful. The combination of the stone work that they used to actually align with the woodwork, and everything feels like there's a lattice on it. It's awesome. The way that the wood shingles are like different colors, different tones to provide a little bit of depth. They really incorporated all of that architecture really well. And in terms of food, you've got Oktoberfest. You've also are able to pick up a flight of different types of beer, because, you know, Germans, they're kind of known for a little something called beer. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but beer's pretty awesome. So here you're able to go ahead and pick that up. You're able to pick up glassworks. You're able to check out the stone arches that just make all of the architecture here beautiful, while at the same time the wooden patios on the second floors for their decorative pieces. There's statues on statues on statues. We're talking about statues of guys in armor, statues of guys on horses, and statues of little kids ringing bells at the clock tower. It has everything that I would have expected to be in a town that represents Germany.
So we stopped at Germany and I wanted to try one of their festival of holidays food. And we stopped at Bavaria, I believe that's what it's called. And I ordered the German artisan cheese plate. Correct me if I'm wrong, if I butchered the name. And I also got the Passman Pure hard apple cider. That's good. Tillamook cheddar. Yummy. Cheers.
Italy, oh Italy. So far, definitely my favorite because they did such a great job of incorporating all of this Roman architecture. You can see just stone, marble, the intricacies and the delicateness of all of the carvings, the shapes, the geometric patterns on all of the tiles that are used for the outsides of the door. I mean, even to kind of give you that feeling of riding a gondola through Venice, Italy, you're able to see a gondola in the water. It's parked, so we can't ride it. Boo, boo-hoo. But it's still really cool that you're able to get to see it.
They also have street performers and it was so fun. You're able to just kind of sit down and see how clever the shows were and how funny it was.
They also have a crazy amount of the things that you really associate with the Italian culture. Great pizza at the pizzeria. You have the wine cellar where you're able to kind of actually pick and choose like some really great selections of wine. And what's even more cool is they even have their own little version of the Trevi fountain. It's nowhere near as large and it's significantly smaller, but still wonderful and beautiful.
Is that the next stop in the food tour? We made it here to America, and you can tell because of the southern influence in a lot of the building structures. There's a lot of the white pillars. You have these really tall, massive buildings that have square shapes but large amounts of room. And then on top of that, you can see the red brick and how it's kind of used in the structure of all of the buildings.
So what I got was the pork tenderloin. You have the green vegan casserole with some sweet potato and the pork tenderloin itself. The pork tenderloin is glazed with a wine demi-glace glaze. So I'm gonna try it now. It's pretty good. Very good in every way. And the green bean casserole, delicious too. So, I mean, I'm very satisfied. So, on to the next food venture.
And we're in Japan! I am so happy because this is the first stop to us actually going to Japan, and I already just am oozing with happiness from seeing everything. I got to see where you can catch Ho-Oh and Lugia in that building there. I got to see the architectural style of the wicker roofs, while at the same time the incredible woodwork which the Japanese are known for. And everybody's dressed in traditional culture. They're dressed to kind of really make you feel immersed in being in Japan. The only thing that I need to work on now is how I'm going to learn to be more kawaii. And if you look really close, you actually see fishes galloping over a blue rooftop, almost as if the ocean rests above each of the buildings.
So here I stopped by at Hokkaido's Holiday Kitchen, and I picked up the mochi cake. This one is cinnamon and coconut. So give it a little try here. Very sweet and very yummy. I believe we stepped into Morocco, judging by the really beautiful music and the entertainers and the belly dancer. I'm pretty sure we're in the right place, which is Morocco. If you notice, the architecture here has a lot of the royal arches all around. Another thing is tiled walls, vibrant colors on the tile walls as well too. And another thing, in Moroccan culture, houses are deemed very important in the culture. It's the first thing you buy and the last thing you sell.
Prince Ali, fabulous, he Ali Bonjour, je m'appelle Brian. We have made it to France. A couple of the key things that you'll kind of take away from this experience is the domed roof structures, the stained glass, the cobblestone roads. The restaurants really incorporate French culture a lot by taking into account their love of pastries. Another thing that you'll notice, which is really great that they do, is far off into the distance, while you're taking your pictures, you might happen to see the Eiffel Tower. Really, really great.
So I'm here for the food tour, but there is no way that I'm gonna hit all of the countries and eat all of their food. I stopped here. Instead of getting something to eat, I actually got something to drink because it is kind of hot. I got the Merlot and Cabernet blend. Cheers. I think what gave it away was the English tea, and also the red telephone boxes scattered around this area.
And this giant castle that you're looking at, yeah, this is a sportsmanship, because of course you're going to have all of the football that you can be looking for and the libations to cover it at the pub.
Canada.
So now we made it to Canada, EPCOT. One of the great things that they did to really incorporate the things that we've loved about Canada, or that people love about Canada, is the brick and the stones that have been used for the walls, the trimming. If you take a look back here, we captured a lot of the nature that is available there, and you'll see by the greens, the trees lining the top of the rock formations, the very high but yet not sleek sloped mountains, as well as the waterfalls and the rope bridges. They even incorporated the rope bridges that people use to navigate in between the mountain passes.
Walking through Canada. Woo! Look at that waterfall.
Hello, I'm the doctor. I'm here to help you.
What I got was the tostada de tinga. I ordered the German artisan cheese plate. Correct me if I'm wrong. So what I got was the pork tenderloin, and I picked up the mochi cake. This one is cinnamon and coconut. I got the Merlot and Cabernet blend. Cheers. There is no way that I'm gonna hit all of the countries and eat all of their food. So the park is closed. We're the last ones we're the last ones in the park, and Brian is on a happy high, even though we're all really tired. But we're going on our way home now.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.